Howdy everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, then welcome to my tone explorations today. Today we are delving into TONEX again. This is the TONEX one pedal. It is super cool. It's super cute as well. It is the Van Halen version also. The very kind people at IK Multimedia gave me this when I was at Guitar Summit a few weeks ago. Thank you so much to Tia and Fabrizio, and shout out for them guys because they make some awesome stuff. So today I'm going to show you a technique to create some really awesome and unique amp tones, and it's easy peasy. Trust me, you won't believe how easy this is. Let me head over to my Mac and I'll show you exactly how to do this. Trust me, it's super easy. Wonderful sound. I love that tone. And if we look over here in Logic, you'll see that I actually have 6 rhythm guitar tracks. Actually, I have 2 rhythm guitar tracks, but they have been split into 3 parts each. And it's exactly the same part, but just with a different amp on each of the 3 parts. Basically, what I'm doing is stacking amps. Now this is a great way of creating some really unique sounds, because you can get the best of all different worlds basically, and you can stack as many amps as you want. You can stack 100 amps if you want. That's kind of going overboard, but hey, you know, 3 works really well for me. So let's have a look in Logic and see what's going on. Alrighty, so if I look at rhythm guitar 1 here, you'll see that I have amp number 1, amp number 2 and amp number 3, and all are loaded with TONEX, but they're all loaded with different amplifiers. So if I play just this one, you'll hear what the sound is like first of all. Really great sound. So what's going on here? Alrighty, so this first amp is actually from the Van Halen set, the Brown Sound pack. And it's the 1980 amp, and it's called Does It Rhyme 89 volt. I love the sound of this amplifier. By itself, it sounds like this. A really awesome plexi. It's a great sound. I really like this amplifier and this pack in general. It's just fabulous. Go and get it. Trust me, there's a link down below. I'll link it down below so you guys can go and get it. Just fabulous pack. Alrighty, amp number 2 is a different amplifier. So when I open up TONEX now, yeah, we have a Soldano. Now this is a classic combination, Marshall Plexi and a Soldano SLO. Now what's the Soldano doing? Now this is going to sound different now. Let's have a listen to this. Now I've got it slightly quieter in the mix, and what I'll do is I'll balance it out when I do the video editing so you can hear it. But if we have a look in the mix here, I've got it a little bit lower. Now the frequency response of this amp is a little bit different to the Marshall. It's adding something a little bit different to it. And when we stack both amps, they actually complement each other and create a bigger sound. So what I'll do here is I'll actually match the volume. So I'll boost it a little bit so that it's as loud as the Plexi, so you can really hear the effect here. Now when I play just the Plexi, now when I add in the Soldano, now this is at a higher level than I'd use in the mix. So it's changing the sound. So if I add just a little bit in, when I take the Soldano out, yeah, makes a major difference, right? Alrighty, so like I said, I've got 3 amps here. So the third amp is a Dumble. Yeah, I used the Screaming Overtones, which is a Dumble OD Special 50 with an Ibanez Tube Screamer in front of it. Because it just sounded good. I wanted a sound which was actually quite bright and kind of like, I was actually looking for a Vox sound, but then I'd stumbled across the Dumble and it sounded just totally awesome. So this is how this amplifier sounds. Completely different from the other two. Not as much gain, but quite kind of like mid-rangey. And that's exactly what I was looking for. So when I add this one in now, it's gonna stack with the other amps really, really well. So I'll start off with the Marshall. Add the Soldano. And let's add in the Dumble as well. Much bigger than the sum of its parts. Really easy to do. Now let me show you how to do this actually. Hey, if you're enjoying this one, do me a huge favor, smash that subscribe button, hit the bell notification as well, because I'm going to be bringing you more tutorial videos like this really, really soon. And trust me, you don't want to miss them. Thanks so much, guys. Let's get back to it. So you'll see in my session here that I have 3 different tracks. Now, all I did was recorded onto one track, so I recorded onto rhythm guitar 1, then I just duplicated and applied a different model to amp number 2 and amp number 3, and that's it. It's exactly the same waveform here, it's exactly the same DI track, there's no differences, I didn't re-record or anything. Now if you use a pedal like, you know, the TONEX 1, then it's not possible to do this because you'll actually be recording the audio from this unless you kind of like, you know, use the software, which actually allows you to do this. So if you're going to do this, use the software because it is just so much more easy to do within the DAW. Otherwise, you've got to kind of like have 3 of those pedals and a splitter, etc., etc. It gets complicated, very complicated. This is the easy way. All right, so I have a rhythm guitar number 2 as well, and I have 3 different amps. Now, I started off with that same Marshall amp from the 81 pack, which is actually a different tone model, which is Give Me a Slice 73 volts. So this one's going to sound a little bit different. Let's have a check out this one. Yeah, it's a little bit brighter. It's a little bit more kind of angry sounding. I love that. This pack is just insanely cool. What can I say? I love using it. Alrighty, amp number 2 is a Soldano again, if I can remember correctly. It is. No, actually, it's not. I was wrong. It's a PV5150. I changed it at the last minute because I thought, hey, you know, why not? Let's choose something else. Now, this one's a little bit more prominent in the mix. If you have a look at the levels here, the level of amp 2 is actually higher than on amp number 1. So let's have a listen to this. Yeah, that's cool, but it's very mid-rangey compared to that Marshall. Stack them together. Bigger than the sum of its parts again. So Marshall by itself. Very crisp sounding. When you add in the 5150, fabulous. Both Eddie Van Halen amps. That's why I picked the 5150. Alright, amp number 3 is, if I can remember correctly, I think I had used a Vox this time. Yeah, I did. I used a Vox. So this one isn't going to be as gainy. It is quite gainy, but not as gainy as the other 2. Completely different sound. Yeah, you got that boomy low end there. And it's kind of fuzzy, right? It's got that slight fuzz to it and stuff. But stacked together with the other 2 amps. Let's start off with amp number 1. This is the Marshall. Then the 5150. And let's add in the Vox. And you've got a bigger sound. You've got a unique sound. You've got the sound of 3 different amps working at the same time. Pretty cool and pretty easy to do. Now I did the same thing on the lead guitars as well. I just used 2 different amps here. So amp number 1 on the lead guitar is Does It Rhyme 89 volts, and amp number 2, I believe I used another Marshall. Yeah, I did. I used Give Me a Slice. So just 2 Marshalls stacked together, slightly different sounds, but I wanted quite a crisp sound, so I just used the Marshalls for this. And it gave me a fabulous, fabulous lead sound, which you heard on the track. Really easy to do. It's a simple concept, but works so well. Now, one thing to remember about this is use the tone models which have been created by IK Multimedia for these things. I have the expansion packs, so I was able to choose all of the amps from various places, but the stock TONEX software comes with so many amps, you can experiment with this. Why use those ones? Well, they all seem to be phase aligned, and what that means is that when you have a waveform, it has a positive and a negative. Now, if things are not phase aligned, what happens is the positive and negative, they can cancel each other out, and you basically get a really thin, shrill sound. And that actually happened when I experimented and I was trying to use my own captures. Didn't work so well. So I ended up using the captures which IK had done themselves. So make sure that you do that. Alrighty, there you go. Simple, right? Enjoy playing around with it. How easy was that? Super, super easy. I told you at the beginning, didn't I? I told you it was easy, easy, easy peasy. I did not lie, did I? The great thing about TONEX is that you can record one track and then stack them with the other amps which are in TONEX. Some of these amp tones are already included within the TONEX ecosystem when you buy the basic TONEX package. So you can kind of experiment with the amps that you have available to you. You don't need all the expansion packs. But if you do, then hey, it is such a great way to create unique amp tones. You know, a little bit of this from this one, a little bit of that from the other one, and a little bit of this from the third one. How cool did it sound when I stacked 3 amps together? I love it. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure that you smash the subscribe button, hit the bell notification as well, give the video a like, share it with your friends as well, and leave a comment. Let me know which amp tone you liked the most. Alrighty guys and girls, some more of the track. I did a full track and some solos and stuff on this. It was so cool to do. Especially with stacked amps, you get unique amp tones. That's what we're here for today, right? Enjoy, and I'll see you again with another one really, really soon. Have a great day. Bye.